I'd head for the hills too. I would run as far and as fast away from this as I could possibly get, because there is going to be no way they're going to put lipstick on this pig. When it comes out and this all kicks off, there's going to be no explanation for it. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if we didn't have a major uphill battle trying to get anybody to take her job after what's getting ready to go down. Now, continuing on with yesterday's video, I found a little piece of information that I think points to what's really going on in Venezuela. See, this is Senator Bob Corker, and this is, of course, his Twitter page. And strangely enough, the day he arrives in Caracas to, quote-unquote, assess the situation, a member of the opposition decides to sprout wings and fly out of a window of Sebin prison. Odd thing, though, the 2 times Corker has been down here, both times he has arrived at Sebin prison. Once to secure the release of CIA gosh dang it, LDS missionary Josh Holt. That, of course, was completely innocent, and the hundreds of rifles they found in his home had no relevance to his mission there. But weirdly enough, the way this story plays out, it's pretty clear for anyone with a reasonable mind. Let's go to Reuters real quick. Now, of course, they're demanding some kind of an explanation for the death of this opposition leader. Municipal lawmaker Fernando Alban, 56, pay attention to that number, 56 years old, was jailed on Friday for alleged involvement in the explosion of 2 drones during a military parade in August that was led by President Nicolas Maduro. Interior Minister Nestor Reveral said. Now, this little 2 sentences doesn't seem like a lot of information, but it is. He was jailed Friday. That's the day that Corker all of a sudden decided to change his itinerary and go announce that he was going to be traveling to the region to quote-unquote assess the situation. He had just been there a couple of months ago, and Mr. Maduro himself had just been in New York very recently at the UN. So don't you find it odd that he felt the need to travel down there once he realized Mr. Alban had been picked up, and strangely enough, he arrives, and the day he arrives, this guy dies. This guy was going to sing. This guy was going to put the dots together, and he was going to testify and say, this was a plot. We did try to kill this guy, and it goes all the way back to the United States. And Mr. Corker was sent there to make sure that didn't happen. Now, they got their story screwed up. I'm sure all of you out there are like, that's speculation. Really? It's speculation, huh? Well, it's interesting. Municipal lawmaker Fernando Alban, 56, was jailed. Let's go back to Mr. Corker's tweet. And you'll find an odd discrepancy in his tweet. Now, of course, these top 2 are about Nikki Haley, but tweet number 3. Today, in Venezuela, Fernando Alban, a young opposition leader, died while in government's... Wait a minute. A young opposition leader? A young opposition leader. A 56-year-old opposition leader? Young? Now, I'm in my late 40s, and my compatriots and I, those of us who served in the military, getting to the point that we're no longer young, refer to each other a lot of different ways. But a 66-year-old man, which Corker is, does not refer to a 56-year-old man as a young opposition leader. See, this is where they screwed up. You see, they had this all cooked up. They had the tweet, the whole thing, all set up, all cooked up, and they missed a detail. They tried to lie, and they blew it. Whoever constructed this tweet missed one key piece of information, that the guy that died wasn't young. He was 56 years old. It is very odd that the 2 times Mr. Corker has found himself in Venezuela, he has found himself at Sebin prison, trying to, quote unquote, assess things and cover shit up. This is what's going on. The Venezuelans have put the story together. And they've done so with the help of Chinese intelligence. Now, who remembers our good friend, JUAN REQUESENS? You remember JUAN REQUESENS? The starving Venezuelan? The guy that decided to kill Maduro? The guy that was on the side of those who would see their country handed over to imperialists? You see, there's a part of his story, too, that you don't know. And if you were looking at it with a critical eye, you might see it. Let's go to JUAN REQUESENS' Wikipedia page real quick, and let's see if we can just ascertain some basic information about the guy. The only information you need to know is this, is that Juan Carlos Requesens Martinez was born on March 17th, 1989. He's 29 years old. That means he would have been 10 years old when Chavez took over. And by 2013, this is what he looked like. Now, I want you to tell me something. How is it that he could have gone from a 10-year-old kid to this when he was, we'll just say 24, 25 years old? Just ballparking here. Under evil, terrible, horrible socialism, if it starves everybody. You know, isn't it odd? Go ahead and try to Google Chavez starves his people. You won't find it. It's called correlation causation fallacy. That as soon as Maduro took over and the U.S. decided to crater oil prices and destroy the income of Venezuela and then prevent them from getting loans to cover it, and then also send in paramilitaries to rob, rape, and steal the western part of their country, all simultaneously. They run out this story that, of course, it was just the continuation of the policies of Chavez that caused the problem. Now, oddly enough, Mr. Requesens does look like this now. But there's part of this story they haven't told you either. He's lost some weight, for sure. But they didn't tell you the story about where he went on a hunger strike. This is, of course, back in 2014, 2015. And you can read this here. I'll link it to you. It's Pan Am Post. Where there was another guy that was in this prison that was on a hunger strike, and he decided to join him. And the reason, of course, I brought up this picture here, it's all these other starving Venezuelans that you can see. And the girl with the pink top is Mr. Requesens' sister. Another conspirator in this plot to kill their leader. Oddly enough, with the Mickey D's in the background, I love the picture here. And you have all of these quote-unquote starving guys with love handles. And if this was this horrible, evil, terrible dictatorship, why is she still free? They're not telling you the whole story. They're telling you the parts of the story that they know will tug at your heartstrings. And that they know will just kick all sorts of cognitive dissonance in with a certain group of people. Because it takes more than a 30-second attention span to know what really happened down there between late 2013 and the present day. They don't want you to talk about what happened between 2000 and 2013, especially in 2008, when our country brought the world to the brink of financial ruin. No problems down here. And you can look that up. In fact, Chavez laughed at Bush, saying, strangely enough, when your country finally reaps the harvest of capitalism, you turn to socialism to fix it. Which we did. U.S. taxpayers bailing out the banks. And the car industry. So that's the real story. That's why Nikki Haley is leaving. And this guy, Corker, in case you want to look it up, he is, in fact, born January, let's see, hold on. Born Robert Phillips Corker, Jr., August 24, 1952, age 66. Oddly enough, always finds himself at Sebin Prison when people are ready to talk about what's really going on down there. I guess we'll leave it there, and I'll let you guys make up your mind for yourself, but I've done all of the groundwork and the legwork in my videos prior to this one. I suppose I could do a long drawn-out one that would take an hour to walk you through everything that's happened in the last 5 years, and I'm thinking about doing that, but to those of you who are members of the McKee Masters, thank you for your patience yesterday. I know I was supposed to get a video out to you guys on Patreon. I didn't. We're going to get that one out here very shortly. And Top Secret Tuesday, of course, we'll be doing a joint briefing tomorrow with the Special Access Need to Know guys. So thank you once again. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.